Mom and Dad aren't here, you can tell them over dinner tonight. It's a really cool story. So, a long time ago, there was a king, and the king decided that he wanted to make all the people in his kingdom as successful as possible. So he got all the wise men together in the kingdom, and he said, your job is to write the wisdom of the ages. So the people who got together, they went off, and they came back a year later with 12 volumes, 12 really big books, filled with the wisdom of the ages. And the king looked at it, and he read it, and he said, you know, this is good, but I don't think anybody's going to read this. You got to make it shorter. So the wise men left, they came back a couple months later, they got it down to one book. You know, it's still a big book, kind of like a Harry Potter sized book, but you know, one book. And the king looks at it and says, it's good, but it's still too long, you got to make it shorter. So the wise men go away, they come back, they get it down to a chapter. And what do you think the king says? It's still what? Still too long, nobody's going to read it, got to make it shorter. They get it down to a page, and then a paragraph, and they finally get it down to only one sentence. That is kind of the key to making successful. The one sentence, team, is there's no free lunch. Everyone say there's no free lunch. No free lunch. And team, what that means is that anything you want to achieve, anything worthwhile, are you just going to get it or are you going to have to work for it? What do you think? Preston? You're going to have to work for it, right? So team, listen, if you want to get good grades in school, what do you got to do?
Work for it.
Yeah, like what kind of work?
Homework.
Homework, yes, make sure your homework's turned in on time. What else? What about when the teacher's talking? What should you probably do? Listen, right? What about before a test? What should you do? And do what?
And write on it.
Could, or what's that called when you're prepping for a test?
Go over it.
Yeah, go over and study it, right? Or if you want to be a great black belt here at Action, what's some of the work you're going to have to do to be a great black belt?
Do kicks and punches like inside pressing kicks and front kicks and side kicks and back knuckle.
So the rest, you're practicing martial arts, right? What else? You know, make sure you're here every week, twice a week, every week, right? And making sure when you're in class, we raise our hands, we get a chance to kind of learn to be a leader, right, team? If you want to have good manners, how are you going to work at good manners? By doing what? Who thinks they can help them out?
Like you, say, for you to have good manners, to say decent things.
Yeah. You gotta have to practice doing it, right, team? So whatever, you know, anything you want to achieve, you gotta be willing to put the work in for it. Can you guys remember that?
Yes, sir!
Awesome, team. Remember, our goal is black belt excellence. Ready? What's our goal?
Black belt excellence!
Team, you're gonna get back on your